You may not believe this, but nearly every single homebuyer in 2021 is looking for pretty much the exact same thing. They want walls, a roof, windows, a door. It's incredible. They all want the same thing. All right, with that, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week where we talk about whether or not houses come in colors other than white. Just kidding, obviously. I'm Zach Smith, a realtor from Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm going to talk to you about the top 6 most sought after home features in 2021. Now, I want to mention a couple points before we get into the list. First, I'm not crazy enough to live in like Alaska or Wisconsin or somewhere weird like that. If you're crazy enough to live there, I'm not crazy enough to tell you what you might want in a house. Don't shoot me if the list is wrong for those places. Second, if these things are all in your top feature list, you need to watch my video on how to win in a multiple offer scenario as a buyer. You're gonna need every bit of competitive edge that you can get to win in this market right now. It's so competitive. But that video is gonna give you an edge that'll put you above the competition no matter where you're buying a house at. And finally, if none of these features are in your top 10 list, first of all, you're probably one of those crazy people living in Alaska because everybody wants these features right now. But if they aren't, you have a great opportunity to find a house that you value more than the market and get a price that you will really appreciate and be really happy with your purchase. With that, let's get into the list. First up is a pool. Pools go through cycles in real estate. Sometimes they're worth a lot of money. Sometimes they actually can almost hurt the value of the house. Right now, at least in Nashville, pools are hot on the market. Pool companies are booked out years in advance. It's really hard to put in a pool here in Nashville with all the limestone in the ground. And pools are just flying off the shelves. As soon as a house gets listed with a pool, it's off the market. If you want a pool in a house right now that you're buying, it's going to cost you some money to get it. If you're selling a pool right now, you're probably going to get more than you paid to put into it, by quite a lot. Second, if people can't get their pool, they want a kick-in backyard. People are looking for backyard paradise, and they want everything. If they can get a covered patio, an outdoor fireplace, a built-in grill, fantastic landscaping, lots of room in the yard. People want everything outside right now. Outside is king of the market. If you can't get a pool, you want everything else. So second is outdoor living space. Now, this problem is compounded by a lot of buyers don't want a pool. You know, it is a feature that a lot of people don't actually want. They don't want to keep up with the maintenance. They don't want their kids playing with it, whatever else. So those people are also looking for this backyard paradise. So you really have a twofold set of buyers that are looking for the outdoor living space, and it's really pushing up the price of these individual features on the market. A full set of everything you could ever want in the backyard minus a pool is probably worth just about as much as a pool on the market. It's really incredible what homes are going for with missing a lot of other features on the list, but have great outdoor living space. They're selling, and they're selling quick. Our next 2 items on the list are sort of eternal items, it seems like. Third is going to be stone countertops. I say stone because we can't really say granite anymore. And construction material companies have gotten really creative with some of the things that they're putting on top of counters. Basically, hard counters that aren't tile. People are into it right now. Composites and that sort of thing are a little bit less sought after and a little bit less desirable. But pretty much anything hard on a countertop that isn't laminate, people want it. Now, I should mention that this is one feature that if you're looking to buy and it's not in a house that you're looking at, I'd consider still buying the house. You're almost always, in almost any market, going to get your money back out from this purchase. So it's probably worth putting the effort in to replace the countertops and get that house that you like otherwise. Fourth on the list is established landscaping. One of the recommendations I always give to people that have just bought a home is to work on the landscaping early. To-do lists always drag on, and established landscaping can only be worth a lot of money if it's had time to become established. You can put in beautiful new landscaping, but it's never going to look as good as some landscaping that's had time to grow in and settle into its new environment at a house. And that can take years. Established landscaping is also one of those things that no one ever realizes that they want or that they're looking for. It's just something that as an agent, you start to pick up on that someone is looking for because all the houses they want to see have really nice landscaping that's had time to grow in and settle in and become established. And finally, it's worth mentioning with established landscaping that I've never heard of a market where landscaping isn't worth a ton of money because, again, you can't get the same feeling from newly planted landscaping as established landscaping, and it takes a long time for it to settle in. Fifth on the list, it's kind of become a joke at some point. You might have noticed in the intro video, but farmhouse styling is so hot on the market right now. And I think there's one major reason for this. And for those of you that aren't aware, farmhouse styling is the white house with the brown and black accents, or the wooden black accents, that really sets up a theme that's easy to do on a lot of houses. And that's exactly it. It's a theme on a house that's easy and cheap to do. You don't need a designer, you don't need a stylist. You can get farmhouse styling set up and done on your own. It basically paint everything white except the wood. Problem solved, right? And there aren't a lot of styles that you can put on houses at a price point that isn't sort of the upper luxury market. But even though it is sort of a simple and cheap styling, it also has a lot of flexibility to really make it your own. One particularly stylish homeowner with a farmhouse will not look like another particularly stylish homeowner with their farmhouse. People are going to find ways to make differences stand out and pop, and that's one of the cool things about the farmhouse style. Last on the list is communities over commute times. Thanks to remote work, people have started to really prioritize where their home is located relative to the community that they want to live in rather than their commute time to work. What that translates to in the market is huge price disparities for just a 5-minute drive from one neighborhood to another. What you can do as a buyer is keep that in mind as you're looking at places. I get it, you've always wanted to live in that one community over there, but you've probably also always wanted a few $100,000 extra in your pocket. There's a lot of opportunities to be found in the market that long-term are going to be great options for you, so keep an open mind where you're willing to look for a house. That's it for the list. Do you have anything that you've really wanted in a home for a long time and you really expected to be on the list? Let me know in the comments. If you're wondering about some feature on a home that you're thinking about selling or that you want to buy, feel free to send me a message and I'll help you figure out what that feature looks like in the market. I'm always happy to help with your specific situation. With that, see you in the next video. Thanks.